Hello and welcome. It is I, Raymond Modulin, aka the Real Estate Monkey. Today I'd like to thank Mike Cagle. Mike called me and said that he'd be interested in learning a little bit more about risk management for realtors. So I decided what I'm going to do is put together about a 4 or 5 part series of video blogs on risk management for the real estate professional. So today we're going to talk a little bit about just controlling the risk in general. And while it's impossible to completely avoid all risks, specifically if you're the principal broker and you've entered into business, every business comes with risk. What we're trying to do is either A, minimize risk, or B, protect yourself from the risk. And the first thing that I'm going to tell you is you need to get legal and accounting advice up front. You need to get it started so that you actually start out by minimizing your risk. You know, are you in the right company or corporation or partnership or LLC configuration? Are you keeping the right books? Are you keeping the right records as far as where you're keeping them, how long you're keeping them? All of these things can be used to minimize your risk up front. Also, another important factor is understand your knowledge and the limits of your knowledge. You shouldn't practice law. You shouldn't practice accounting. You shouldn't be a home inspector, unless of course you are a licensed home inspector, and things of that nature. You shouldn't try and appraise property, because when you step outside the boundaries of your comfort zone or knowledge, you are exposing yourself to a lot more risk than you should. All right. The third thing I'm going to tell you is adopt written policies. Make sure that you have policies and procedures for everything. Have them written down and make sure everybody understands it. Your salespeople, your client, all your employees that happen to be, you know, working the front desk, or your accountant, or your daily bookkeeper, and to make sure you communicate these policies all the time. If there's a change in a policy, have a company meeting and discuss the change, send out an office memo. You need to make sure that you have everything in policies and procedures. That way, once again, you're minimizing your risk. The last thing I want to talk about is educating, training, and empowering your salespeople on the correct procedures for sales contracts, escrow funds, disclosure forms, closing procedures, all of these activities. This would be the actual manifestation of all your policies. Make sure they understand the policies, but make sure they understand the actions and, you know, when do they need to deposit the earnest money? How do they need to act appropriately at closing? What can they say? What can they not say? All right. So what you've got is the basics for risk management. Over the next couple days or weeks, we're going to be putting a series together. We're going to talk about E&O insurance. We're going to be talking about ways to avoid fair housing claims. We've got some ways to minimize your risks further. So I'd like to thank you for stopping by. Invite you back again anytime. Don't forget, you can check out my website at www.realestatemonkey.com. Thank you and have a good day.